And gentlemen, first of all, I want to thank you for coming today. But specifically, I want to thank those who exhibited, and most importantly, I want to thank those who have innovated something. You know, Ugandans have come up with a language which is very difficult to understand unless you're Ugandan. Quite often when you come up with a new idea, they are all, you know, if you have ever seen lorries, big lorries, normally there's a driver and some young man, normally man, who assists him. When they stop, let's say on the hill, he comes out and brings a big stone and puts it in front of the lorry so that it can go. Now there are so many Ugandans who carry big stones, so that whatever you think of innovating, the problem is, I don't think it can work. And you have to be careful, and so on and so forth. So if you listen to the Bijinji carriers, those people who carry big stones, you won't get anywhere. But they are part and parcel of the world. Sometimes we need them, because sometimes they make you feel. But don't you ever let them make you stop. So thank you for those who are innovating, and I'm glad I'm sure you have had those people talking to you. And even during this meeting, I could see people only looking for difficulties. And this difficult, those are always there. And that is why you are innovating, so that you can get rid of them. So I thank you for innovating, for coming here, for participating in the exhibition down here. You know, when Tony came to me with that idea, I was like, it's a brilliant idea, but will you have support? On the first day when there were few people exhibiting, he called me and said, oh, I expected 50, but only 10 have turned down. And I told him, thank God for what you have and forget about what you don't have. Those 10 people have trusted you with their time, their knowledge, their finances. Maybe they could have been somewhere else doing something else. So I told him just concentrate on those, because the Baganda have a saying that when you are counting children, you count those who are there. So forget about those who are not there, and you count those who are there. So those 10 exhibitors, I really want to thank you on behalf of Uganda, really. So because that is the beginning of people who are tough. It is unfortunate that the young man who led us in the national anthem is not here, but I wanted to thank him. It was really, when we started singing the anthem, I saw that all of you knew how to sing it. Why was nobody else interested in starting it? You know, that is how leaders are made. Leaders are always ready to trade where nobody else has traded. So since you are joining the innovators, I suggest that from now on, you should be ready to trade where nobody has traded. Of course, like I said, the change men and women will be there. But this was singing. If you are a bad singer, there was a better singer she had not offered. So don't worry. If they know better, they should have done it. So next time you are requested to volunteer, please volunteer, because in the world, if I go away and you forget everything I have said, I want you to remember this. In the world, we are always auditioning. You all know the meaning of auditions. We are always auditioning. In fact, for us women, it is unfortunate there are very few girls here. But for us older women, when we are talking to young girls, we always tell them to always be smart and prepared for eventualities. You never know. Today could be the day you meet your charming prince. So I want you as young people to always be prepared. If you are requested to leave, let's say you go home for the holidays and there is a family gathering and somebody says, maybe you pray for us. Don't shy away, because whether you are Muslim or Catholic or whatever, you can always come up with some kind of universal prayer. Or if they say, oh, you are the one who inherited so and so, you have got to say something. For goodness sake, never ever start by saying, what shall I say? You see, you are not only, you have been given this chance, so use it and use it effectively. Finally, because I'm running out of time, next time when we meet again, I'll talk more. But now I want to talk about public speaking. Because my invitation to participate in this thing was to bring judges for public speaking. Basically because I teach public speaking. And the reason I decided to teach people public speaking is that nearly the whole world teaches public speaking. In Kenya here, they teach public speaking starting from nursery school. In Uganda, you go all the way to university. And you will become a priest of a church when you can speak in public. I just don't understand. But the one thing I know for sure, it is very, very difficult to succeed in life if you are not articulate and you cannot speak in public. And unfortunately, the most affected people are the scientists. You know, they come up with fantastic innovations, but when you give them a platform and tell them to talk about it, problem. So that is why I started teaching people public speaking, and it is really, really interesting, because what we have found so far is that quite often the more qualified the person is, the more difficult they are to teach public speaking. For example, we had a class where there was this scientist who had done chemistry and biology, and who was actually doing a master's in biochemistry. So we give them simple tests. Tell us impromptu speech to talk about maybe a classroom. But this particular question was talk about grass. Then he says, oh, you see grass, there is monocotyledon and there is dicotyledon. That's not what we are talking about. We are talking about grass is green. It is as simple as that. But because they have been tuned up there, they forget even when they are talking to ordinary people, they cannot bring themselves to that level. Basically because they never learned how to communicate with the public. So that is what we teach. You learn all those things, then we teach you how to share them with the public. We are located at Upoto. We normally start classes every other month. We agreed with Tony that when we are done with the judging, that the best, whoever wins comes out as the best innovator, will be given a free class in public speaking. But I think I want to take that, because having listened to all of you, you are all courageous, you are all important in Uganda. Since there are 10 exhibitors, we shall train 20 people. For each exhibition, there will be 2 people, because there are 10. So we are going to give you 4 lessons free of charge in public speaking. That will be a class of 20, 2 people coming from each innovation. I don't know if Mr. Broker has another broker, but he has a role. Because what is happening now, if you all know, is that nearly every Ugandan has all of a sudden become an expert. I hear there is an expert in garlic growing in Kayuka, there is an expert in there is an expert in whatever. Now, if these experts really took the trouble to be trained, I think they could do a good job. But right now, what is happening is worrying. Because most of the people, for example, those experts in breeding cattle, they have no idea. You get there, they don't know any better than you do. You see a beautiful heifer, and in quite a number of cases, heifers are not supposed to be beautiful. They're supposed to be tall, with wide legs, so that they can have a big breast. But for you, you see a beautiful heifer, the teacher doesn't know any better, you don't know any better, you take that, then you wonder why you are getting 2 liters. If this beautiful heifer has used all the fat to fatten, how will it get the milk? So, for you, Mr. Broker, well, don't give up on what you are doing, don't worry about the Machinji careers. Your future is bright. Just make sure that you always quote where you are getting this information from, and you tell these people that if they want more information, they can go there and whatever. But most Ugandans don't want to read. So if you can read on our behalf and pass it on, continue doing so. So, Tony, you put together your class of 20. We can give them 4 lessons in public speaking, and to tell you the truth, you never ever be the same again. Because even from the first lesson, you start watching and listening to people and you be like, oh my God, I used to be like that. Thank you very much. Don't ever give up. Continue with whatever you are doing. Thank you.